Let's be honest, most people waste their holidays and then feel stuck when school starts again. I don't do anything extreme, but here's what I do in the holidays that keeps me going and propels me forwards, unlike the people who either do not do anything or to make a whole new version of themselves in like a week. When people talk about holidays, it's always about one of two things. Either they completely disappear or they pretend that it's a productivity boot camp and start all of the productivity habits they see all over the internet. Neither of these have ever worked for me. The first option just seems vague and wastes my time without getting anything productive done. And the second thing just makes me try too hard and makes me relapse on the third to fourth day. I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. I'm not following a perfect routine by any means. I woke up at a normal time that I do on the off days, on the holidays. And I'm okay with that. Holidays aren't about forcing discipline, but keeping the momentum going when comfort seems the obvious answer. They're about removing pressure without losing decisiveness, without losing your direction. The first thing I do often is meditation and journaling, like I usually do normally, not because it makes me feel productive, but because it helps my mind calm down and actually get some useful work done. If I don't do these activities on a daily basis, I become distracted, I become lazy, I can't make proper decisions in a short amount of time. Distraction is what kills momentum. After that, I let the day start instead of rushing to work. The main the main thing I focus during holidays is not having a bunch of goals and trying to fulfill all of them. Not 5 goals, not 3 ambitious projects that you think you will accomplish by the end of the day. One thing that actually exists, one thing that actually propels you forward. This day, the project was a prototype for a AI video editor, and I named it Vibe Cuts. I chose this because it actually helps with my overall content creation process and helps me to get stuff done way quicker. You can obviously compare them to the AI video editing and the basic video editing. The basic one will obviously take more time, and and with the help of AI it will obviously become a much shorter process. That's why I thought of this, and I've made a pretty decent prototype. Even though it's nothing groundbreaking, it is what works, and that's enough for now. I've noticed something important. Momentum doesn't come from motivation, it comes from proof. When you create something real, even something small that you use on a daily basis, your brain starts thinking of yourself as a better person. It raises your self-respect, your standards, your confidence in that shows up during social settings and when people people's conversation actually matter. You need evidence that you can do something and that you can rely on your word, that you will not break your word. That is what you need right now, not confidence. That evidence is what leads to the outcome being confidence, not the other way around. Most people use holidays to entertain themselves more scrolling, more watching YouTube videos, more binging that series, more watching the anime that you wanted, more of what you like to do, not what you need to do. There's a difference. A very clear line separates the two. One propels you forwards, while the other makes you grounded, keeps you in place, doesn't let you go forward or backward. I would say backwards because in the passage of time, if you do not do something, you are losing, because you are losing time, the most valuable resource. Here's what I do to maximize my holidays. I don't try to set a ton of goals, I just try use them to create just a little more. Even 1-2 hours a day is enough for you to keep your momentum and keep going forwards. I still procrastinate. I have not reached the point where I don't procrastinate, where I don't feel lazy. I still feel lazy at times. I still question whether any of this will work, whether any of this will matter in the coming future. If you get anything out of this video, let it be this. Holidays do not magically give you discipline. They show whether you have direction in life, direction in what you want to become in the future, direction in what you do when you have all of the time that you said you wanted, all of the time, all the opportunities that you said you wanted. They show what you can actually do in the time you've given. I used to think progress comes from doing more, putting more work in, but lately I've realized that it comes from not disappearing, not fading when the environment tells you to, still showing up. The word consistency has gotten a very vague meaning at times like these. People think consistency means showing up every day, doing the reps in, doing what you have to do every single day, irrespective of what may come or what may not come in life. This is a pretty narrow definition of consistency. Consistency means doing the work even after you take a break, even after you do not do the thing for a while. If you do it after the break, that means you have consistency. Consistency doesn't mean doing the thing every single day. It means doing things for an extended period of time, putting the work in an extended period of time, even if you have breaks in between, especially if you have breaks in between them. Because real consistency shows itself when it's faced with real life, when it's faced with opportunities. Consistency comes from staying present, touching your goals regularly, from doing the reps regularly. But as I said, it doesn't mean that you have to do it every single day. Even after you take a break, even if you do not intentionally decide of doing so, if you do the thing after even a long period of time, even after a large break, even after the summer break, or whatever break you may have right now, if you do it after that, that shows that you are consistent. Here's the big picture and how you should reframe your thinking of holidays. I'm not trying to win my holidays, hustle through them, and neither should you, because that just makes you think that you're doing something good for a short time, but when life throws things at you and you can't do anything about it, that's when your consistency fades. That is not pure consistency, that's just an illusion that you created for yourself. I just don't want to wake up from this break thinking that I vanished during the holidays, that I didn't do anything during the time that we were allotted to. It's a mindset change, if you will. I don't need every day to be perfect. I just want to leave this break with a slightly better version of myself than I entered it with. That's enough for me right now, and that should be enough for you. Because however big the self-improvement gurus try to force opinion on you about holidays, that you shouldn't even sleep and you should hustle all day, all night, even if they tell you that, it's not the truth. The truth is, you just have to be better than what you started with. Be better than the version of yourself that entered the break when you're leaving it. That is all what matters for you and for me. So that's the video for you guys. Keep on hustling, keep on grinding, and stay consistent even in the hardest times, because you know that the hard times are what separates great men from good men, and greatness can only be achieved when you put in the work for an extended period of time. Consistency, my friends. Consistency. See you in another one. Peace out.